Hi, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Marshall. Welcome to Tumble, the show where we explore stories of science discovery.
Today we're asking, what sounds do fish make?
So is this one of those, like, the cow goes moo, the fish goes fish?
Exactly. We know that animals use all kinds of interesting sounds to communicate, but how do fish do it underwater? We're going to find out how scientists are tuning in to what fish have to say. Tumble listener Josie thinks she has the answer to what fish sound like.
Hi, my name is Josie, and I'm 7 years old, and I think these fish would sound like blub, 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 blub.
Okay, Josie, I think they would be saying one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. But I guess to those of us who are just hearing them in the water, it would probably just sound like blub, 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 because, they're underwater.
Okay, well, let's put blub, blub, blub as the hypothesis or idea of what the answer might be. But how would scientists find out? Josie has an idea.
I think scientists could find out by looking at their DNA while they talk.
Oh, I guess fish DNA might hold the secrets to make fish talk.
So let's ask our listeners. First, what sounds do you think fish make? And how would scientists find out? Think about it, because we're about to splash into the world of fish sounds with a scientist who has made it her goal to collect all the fish sounds in the world. To find out what fish sound like, I talked to Audrey Looby, an ecologist who studies the interactions between fish and their environment. And I asked her why she's so focused on fish sounds.
Fish sound very funny, as I'm sure we'll hear on this podcast.
Wait, fish sound funny, and that's why she's studying them?
For Audrey, fish sounds are not only hilarious, they're mysterious too.
There's so much we don't know about fish sounds. It felt like a really big area for discovery.
Audrey told me that people have known for thousands of years that fish make sound and that they probably use these sounds to communicate.
I have to be honest, I've never heard a fish make a sound. So, are they talking to each other?
Well, the idea behind studying fish sounds is to figure that out. But it's only been recently that people have really been able to make and share recordings of fish sounds to study.
There are 35,000 species of fish thought to exist on this planet, and we've only tested about 4% for their sound production.
Okay, so scientists can only say whether a sliver of overall fish species say anything at all. So can you just go around to aquariums and ask them to talk?
Not exactly. Some fish don't make sounds in tanks that they would normally make in the wild. So scientists try to record them in their natural environments. And that comes with its own challenges.
It can be really hard to figure out what sound you're hearing when you're just dropping a hydrophone into the water to listen.
So what's a hydrophone?
It's a microphone for recording underwater.
Okay, that makes sense. Hydro means water, so it's not a telephone made out of water.
Exactly. But a fish isn't going to swim up and talk on a hydrophone like a guest invited onto a podcast. The mic captures much more.
Sound actually travels really well underwater. We don't always think of this as humans because we are not evolved to hear well underwater, but sound can travel about 5 times faster in water than it can in air.
That means what you hear on an underwater recording could be coming from anywhere.
And so if you're looking for just one fish and one sound, it can be really hard to figure out even where that sound is coming from.
Yeah, I get it. It's like you got a mic in a really busy room and there's lots of fish talking and it's like, which one was that?
Audrey told me about one classic example of a fish sound mix-up.
There's one famous chatter sound that was misattributed to 2 other species of fish before we finally figured out it was a cusk eel.
A cusk eel is actually a fish, not an eel, that buries itself in the sand.
And so there was just a fish swimming in the water that the researchers could see, and they didn't know there was a sneaky cusk eel underneath them actually making all this chatter.
Well, so it sounds like the cusk eel is pretty sneaky, like it looks like an eel, blaming its noises on other fish.
You could even call it a ventrilofish.
Oh gosh, good one.
Anyway, the case of the cusk eel shows that just finding out which fish make which noise is a tricky science.
So I really want to hear these fish sounds, and like, can we be real? Are they all just like blub, blub, blub?
Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll listen to a symphony of underwater fish and get the answer to Josie's question. We're back. So we've learned that figuring out fish sounds is like trying to solve a puzzle when you're underwater and there's no picture on the box.
So it's like a hard puzzle.
Yes, but Audrey has been putting the pieces together.
So really, fish sound like all sorts of things. And so some fish probably sound like blub, blub, blub over and over again.
All right, Josie's right. Blub, blub, blub. And as far as we know, they could be reciting Tale of Two Cities or Great Expectations.
Wait. Listen, Audrey's not finished.
But lots of other fish sound like all sorts of things.
Wait, but what other things could they sound like? Do they sound like cows?
Here's what Audrey says.
We have terms used like grunts or drums or boops, or whole choruses of fish where they're all thrumming their muscles together.
So fish can form a fish chorus? Has anyone composed any pieces for them?
Have you heard the song Under the Sea?
I guess so. Was that actual documentary footage of fish performing?
Probably not, but we can dream.
All right, well, so let's hear the real fish sounds. I feel like you're seriously holding out on me.
I know. It's going to happen now. I am going to play 3 fish sounds that Audrey sent me. And before we start listening, I want you to think about how a fish could make this sound before Audrey explains what it is. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
What? What? That's a fish?
Yeah, those are a group of fish.
It's a bunch of fish drumming all together like they're in a choir.
Okay, fish get djembes?
Those are drums.
Where do they get the drums? I have never seen a fish at Guitar Center, is all I can say.
And so in this recording, it's a bunch of freshwater drum.
So wait, the fish itself is called a drum, so the fish is what you would buy at Guitar Center?
No. You have to go to Bass Pro Shops for that.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So the drum fish are actually named for this sound, which the males make during spawning season.
Okay, but how do they make that sound?
They use something called a sonic muscle.
A muscle that sort of sits near the swim bladder and can vibrate so that it ends up playing the swim bladder like a drum.
Wait, so they have an organ that's like a little drummer inside of them that plays their bladder.
I mean, that's a way to think about it. It's like they're playing their own bladders.
Can you imagine if we could do that? It's like, I kind of have to pee, but first. I
got a jam on this. It's just sounding really good. No, fish have something different. They don't use these bladders when they have to go pee. It's a swim bladder, and it's actually filled with air. It helps the fish stay at the same level in the water, so they're not constantly like swimming up and down to stay where they are. And then the sonic muscle contracts and relaxes or twitches right up against it.
And so sonic muscles tend to be really obvious when you're looking for them.
So wait, do all fish have sonic muscles and then use them to make sound?
No, some of them use other parts of their bodies.
Some of them just do something as simple as click their teeth together, or might have just a little bit of an extra bony structure so they can click particularly well.
So like they have chattering teeth like the little wind-up toys.
Yeah, kind of. And they use it to chatter.
Oh.
I can't wait to play you this next sound.
Wait, can I hear that again? I think I actually know what this is, but you go ahead and tell me.
I'll let Audrey tell you.
This is called a fast repetitive tick sound with the acronym FRT. And if you're thinking about that in your head and think it looks a lot like the word fart, then you would be correct.
As I said, I thought I knew what you were telling me because I know about this fish.
Okay, Marshall, what is this fish?
This is a herring.
A Pacific herring.
A farting herring.
Pacific herring actually communicate essentially through farting.
So this is a fish fart sound.
Yep. These little Pacific herring are squeezing air out of their swim bladders.
They expel air out of their backsides and use these tick sounds to coordinate their schooling.
These ticking farts are a warning sign that a predator is nearby, and the whole school of fish gets on the move to swim away.
So do the farts, like, smell?
I mean, fish generally smell, so maybe it makes them smell even more. I don't know.
So do you have more non-fart sounds?
I do. Here's our last fish sound.
All right, well, that sounds to me like an owl going snorkeling. So is that a fish, or do owls snorkel?
Owls have not been observed snorkeling.
Are you sure?
I'll check the literature, but this fish gets its name from a amphibian.
It's got to be the Gulf toadfish.
Gulf toadfish are a particular favorite fish of Audrey's because they were the first sound she ever recorded.
They give the vibe off of toads, if not looking exactly like toads. They are slimy, grumpy cuties, as I like to describe them.
Slimy and grumpy are usually words that I don't associate with cute.
Well, the Gulf toadfish is not only known for its charming good looks, it's known for its sounds.
And it just sounds like boop boop, or I've had one of my friends describe it as like a phone vibrating just over and over again underwater.
So, but like, how do they make that sound?
They have that vibrating sonic muscle, and the males boop boop nonstop.
The males call all day, every day during their reproductive season. So that makes them one of the most dominant sounds in the areas where these toadfish are.
So like if you go underwater in Texas, you're just going to hear toadfish all day.
Yeah, in certain waterways where they are, you're hearing nothing but. And other creatures in the area take notice.
And these sounds might be helpful for fish navigating to different environments, or for dolphins looking to find a snack, or for the prey of the Gulf toadfish, like certain invertebrates or smaller fish, to be able to avoid them.
So I guess this is the sort of thing that scientists can use fish sounds to study, right? Like how all of these creatures interact with all the sounds in their environment.
Exactly. And when Audrey goes out to record Gulf toadfish, she drops her hydrophone over the side of a boat for just a short amount of time.
But others can be deployed for months or even years at a time on their own underwater, or even hooked up to cabled ocean observatories where they can record continuously.
These recordings of the ocean and the sounds that fish are making can help us discover even more about fish, their communication, and their environment without humans even being there. And that's why Audrey is building an online library of all known fish sounds and research called fishsounds.net.
And so with these recordings, scientists all over the world can compare similar sounds with each other and try to get those kinds of identifications, or even train artificial intelligence tools to help find those sounds in our recordings.
Wow, but I have one more question. Can we actually use DNA to study fish sounds like Josie suggested?
Well, Audrey said she doesn't know of anyone who has looked to the DNA or genetic code of the fish to study sound. Yet.
If we could find a particular strand that indicates a sonic muscle, then I feel like that would be a great avenue to figure this sort of thing out.
Sounds like Josie is actually suggesting a whole new branch of fish acoustic research. Acoustics being the sciencey word for sounds.
Well, as Audrey said, this is an area with a lot of room for discovery. And I asked Audrey what she thinks fish would say about why people are studying them now.
It'd be like, give me food, grunt, grunt. Why are you looking at me? Honestly, most fish come across as pretty cranky when they're making sounds.
I think fish are lovable cranks.
Yep, and just like cranky people, fish are a little harder to get to know than the outgoing types of animals we have here on land. And that's why Audrey is so excited to share fish sounds with kids.
You know, we don't hear very well underwater. Maybe kids can't get to go to the ocean or a lake very often. And so by listening to these fish sounds and seeing the cute fish that are making them, I think it's a really great way to get excited about learning more about what's going on underwater.
So they're cranky and cute and finny and scaly and bumpy and warty, and that's all interesting.
Don't forget the most important descriptor. They're fascinating fishes. Thanks today to Dr. Audrey Looby, Banting Postdoctoral Fellow at the University of Victoria. You can learn more about Audrey and fishsounds.net and find a transcript of this episode on the blog on our website, sciencepodcastforkids.com. This episode was inspired by the children's book, What Fish Are Saying: Strange Sounds in the Ocean by Kristen Pendreigh.
Do you want to help us keep making the show? Support us on Patreon, where you'll get ad-free episodes, special chances to be on the show, and of course, the birthday shoutouts, which are coming right up when you sign up at the $5 level or higher at patreon.com/tumblepodcast.
Grown-ups can find out what we're up to from live events, merch drops, and stuff we like when you subscribe to our newsletter on sciencepodcastforkids.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Tumble Podcast. Just click on the links in our show description.
If you want to listen to our show in Spanish, you should check out Tumble en Español, which is adapted and hosted by our friends Noria and Alvaro. Find it at tumbleenespañol.com or search for Tumble en Español wherever you get your podcasts.
Rebecca Cunningham is our assistant producer. Sarah Robertson-Lentz is our managing editor and created the episode art. Mixing and mastering is by Gary Calhoun James. I'm Lindsay Patterson. I'm the executive producer of the show, and I wrote this episode.
I'm Marshall Escamilla, and I make all the music for Tumble. Tumble Science is a production of Tumble Media. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more stories of science discovery. All right, everybody, here we are at the end of the episode, and you know what that means. Birthday shout-outs for our Patreon supporters. Hooray! I also want to give a shout out to two types of patrons, our newest Patreon supporters, Connor, Rowan, and Thane, and our very oldest active patron, Milo Sloth. Thanks so much, Milo, for all the support over all the years. Anyway, here come some birthday shout outs. To Ronan, happy birthday on November 16th. Everyone loves your never-ending curiosity about how everything works. A very happy November 18th birthday to Vigo. Mom and Dad are so proud of you, and they love you and your creativity and your constant interest in learning new things. Keep it up, my guy. Happy birthday to Thane on November 18th. Mom, Dad, and Cowboy Dave love you, like you, and think you're the best. For Nathan, a happy birthday on November 19th. Mom and Dad love you so much and hope you're still asking thoughtful questions about the world. A happy November 20th birthday to Mateo Rex, the true king of the dinosaurs. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with everyone, always cheering for you with love from Papa, Mama, and Ray. Happy 9th birthday to Arlo from your mamas. They're so proud of you and they love to listen to your passion and curiosity around animals and the way things work. Hope this year is full of all the dino butts and toilet facts you can dream of. We're definitely going to help with that. Thanks for being born, and they love you very much. A happy November 25th birthday to Gray. Mom and Dad love you so much and can't wait to see what you will explore and engineer this year. Have a happy 9th birthday. Thanks so much to all of you and to everyone who supports Tumble on Patreon. We appreciate it so much, and I hope you all know that we couldn't keep making episodes of Tumble without the support of our subscribers on Patreon. If you want to join these fine folks and get a birthday shout-out of your own, go ahead and support Tumble on Patreon at the $5 level or higher by going to patreon.com/TumblePodcast. Once again, that's patreon.com/TumblePodcast. Okay, everybody's gone? All right. Hey, since you've listened all the way to the end of this episode, I am here again with another Easter egg. I have created a top secret crossword puzzle based on this episode, and I'm giving out a gift 1-year subscription to our Patreon to the first person who sends me a completed puzzle. Just go to bit.ly/fish crossword, that's capital letters, capital F, capital C, bit.ly/FISHCROSSWORD. Complete the puzzle, and then email me an image of you doing it. I'd give a free subscription to the first person who sends me a correctly, that is, completed puzzle. Thanks so much, you guys. See you soon.